This video is for 2.1.1 website project. You can find it under week 12-13 website project folder. Right off the bat, I just want you to understand a couple things. So a browser is a app that displays a web page rendering HTML. So right now I'm in a browser. I'm technically in Chrome. You can use Firefox, Safari, and other such things. There's lots of different browsers out there. A browser is a client program. It requests URLs from different web servers. So when I go to Schoology, I'm actually requesting that from the Schoology server. Hypertext Markup Language, or HTML, uses tags to mark elements. And the value of that attribute in a tag describes the tag's element. So right off the bat, here is what you should put into your code to get it to work. Now when you're on REPL, you remember you have to create an HTML REPL. I've seen some people create Python REPLs to do HTML, and that's not going to work. It has to be an HTML REPL. Give it a title. You can even put your name in the title. And then you're going to create that REPL. Now right off the bat, it should give you the majority of what you need to get started. And right off the bat, you can actually delete everything from the start of the script to the end of the script because we won't be using JavaScript. That kind of cleans things up for you. And then right here in the title, we want to say my first web page. And then we're going to do a header one and a paragraph. So right off the bat, header one, and then notice how it closed the tag for you already. And in that header one, it's going to be surprise, making a web page is easy. You can put your content here. Surprise. And then in the paragraph P, you can put your content here. Now, unlike Python, where things are tabbed in doesn't matter. I could actually, you'll notice I have a header and a paragraph here. Even if I put them on the same line, as long as the tags ended, they would show up the same way. All right, so kind of moving forward here. So you're going to have to answer the question below, describe the relationships and difference between the render page and the source. So basically I'm asking you to describe what's happening here versus what you see here. That one's and then we're going to move forward. So go get the image file will and add that to your REPL. So inside the website project, we have this guy right here. I can hit Control or right click, save image as, and we're going to save will.jpg somewhere. I'm going to throw it on my desktop for now. You can throw it in your downloads folder. And then we are going to add that image to our files by going to upload file, desktop, grabbing will, and now here it is. So you can look at it if you want, but we actually need the code. Image, letting it know it needs an image, source equals, and then you can see it might fill it in for you, will.jpg. You just need to make sure it is exactly how it's spelled here. You don't need to do necessarily the width and height. Again, I usually only pick one or the other, so I'm not stretching it out. And we can go back to our project. Oh, it actually wants it to be height 200, width 200. Oh, fantastic. So the nice thing about images is they actually don't need to be, and then I'm going to do alternate text. That that should run just fine. Fantastic. Oh, I said 300. Let's try that again. There we go, 200. I squished it, but that's okay. All right. So you can actually put that in a P, in a paragraph. It doesn't actually ever have to, but it does make it wrap a little bit better. So before the image and after the image, I can add a paragraph tag, which is just a P, and then I can go and end that after the image. There we go. So for every tag you have to have a slash tag that ends it. One of the only tags you're going to be using that doesn't need that are image source and then links. Those are the only tags that don't actually need to be ended. Now we're going to go find a GIF online and add it to our web page, which is a lot of fun. I think Giphy's still a thing. Jiffy. All right. Sure, cookies. So we can go ahead and type in any GIF we want. Is there a Will Ferrell GIF? There we go. So we can take that, we can actually grab this embedded here, and we can copy the code. So that is one way to embed a GIF. It's not the way that it wants you to do it, I am pretty sure. But if I save image as giphy.gif, and I come over here, I can add that upload file, giphy.gif. And now I can add that one the same way that I added my image. So we want to make sure it's called giphy.gif. For the sake of the internet, there are only 3 image tags you should ever use: JPEG, GIFs, and PNGs. Let's see if it works. Yeah. Fantastic. You could also, like I said, if you go over here, you can grab an embedded code. This is how I learned HTML right off the bat, is I saw all these embedded codes that you could steal, and you could grab it. You can see how this one even links via Giphy down there. So you have 2 different options to add that in. All right, I deleted it from my page, so now it's gone. And that's how you add a GIF. So you can make it 300 by 300. I don't like stretching GIFs out. I think that's the photographer in me. But we could just simply make the width equal 300. We don't have to make the height equal 300. It will automatically proportion it. There we go. I don't like stretched out images. There we go. Okay, so CSS. So let's say we want to make the header a very specific color, and we want to make its background color a very specific color. So if I go over here to my CSS styling, I can say H1, and now we want to do these curly Q brackets. And I'm going to say that H1 can be red, right? If we want background color, I want that to be, I don't know colors right off the bat. I'm just going to say black. Oh, that's white. Hold on. I think this would be black. Fantastic. How do you know? And then you have to do a semicolon afterwards. And then if you hit run, ta-da! How do you know what these colors mean? I find it's best to just do hex code color, and you'll find a hex code colors random website, and you can find whatever color you want, and you can take the hex code from it like this. So I'm going to Command C to copy or Control C to copy, come over here and paste. Let it update a second. I don't like that red. I want kind of a deep purpley red. I can select that hex code color and I can make it different right here. I do want yours to be different. You should make it look good to you. So here we are right here. So up here in HTML, I can actually add a background color to my whole page. And that background color can be whatever you want. Maybe I want a super, super light blue to make everything else stand out. Remember to add the semicolon. Give it a second to update. And there you are. We're making a website. All right. So now we're on to the next question. Explain the 3 main ways that website information is sent over the internet. What is the actual information that is being sent and representing all the information on the website? So what you're going to do is you can actually answer this within the HTML. So now I'm in CSS. I'm going to go back up to my index.html. I'm going to create a header, h1. What's the question? Information sent over internet. And then I'm going to do a P for a paragraph, and I'm going to answer my question here. Three main ways internet information is sent over the internet. And then you can answer it there in your code. Actually, all of your questions can always be answered in your code. That's always an option. And then, is the HTML protocol at the high or low end of abstraction compared to the other internet protocols? So this is in our notes from the previous video. So the answers to these, if you go back to Website Project, are actually in New Internet Notes, or if you back up even further to the 1120 video, it'll be there as well. So that's to get you started. Hopefully this helps. And that is part 1 of 2.21.